Hello, writers. My name is Rebecca A. Dolance, which means I'm rad. So today we're going to talk about what is a book coach. I get this question a lot, and here I am trying to answer your questions. Now, the role of a book coach, first thing is to have honest and constructive feedback. So I've been involved with a lot of writing groups, and one of the most irritating critiques that I've received is, "I like it." Well, that doesn't get your book into the market. So we need to now move on to open lines of communication where there's a commitment between the book coach and the writer. And that means a lot of evaluation of your submitted pages. That means one on one book coaching. That means Zoom calls to be able to talk about everything that was critiqued, the evaluation, how to fix it, and how to move forward. Now, with doing that, there's a lot of different writing techniques that will help. This isn't my first rodeo. I have been helping writers for a couple decades now, and I've been through a lot of courses and a lot of conferences and met a lot of really great people. And what that did was really put a lot of different types of techniques to help different types of writers. And in doing that, that helps with motivation and deadlines. So when you work with a book coach, you're going to sign a contract that keeps a deadline, that pushes you. Because let's be honest, as writers, we really have a tendency to procrastinate. Maybe it's the internet. Maybe it's is that a squirrel? See what I mean? No, you need book coaching to be unique to you. There's a lot of different types of styles out there, but they're similar to a sports coach, an exercise instructor, a music instructor, an astrophysicist, a teacher. They have expertise in their field in order to teach that and bring out the potential of you as a writer, or in this case, each one of those different sports, musics. You're with me. So by being unique, you can bounce ideas off of a book coach. So don't think that you're crazy for having these different kind of thoughts for this different plot for this absolutely new idea. You're not crazy, and if you are, really, who cares? The world is run on crazy, so you might as well join in on the fun. Now, when you find your unique writing voice, it's liberating. So I'm going to use myself as an example. I had been writing for years, trying to write to the market, trying to write what I thought people wanted to read, and it was super unsuccessful, to say the least. So I started a blog about 5 years ago called Positive Perspectives for Pouty People, and I didn't think anyone would read it. I'm not going to lie, but what it did is, because I didn't think anyone was reading it, I was really able to bring out my writing voice, and that was unique to me. And it turned out people really liked it, and hey, I got subscribers. I got people who actually read it. It's awesome because I was being me. So the bottom line is write the way you write. Don't mimic somebody else. Let your own voice shine. I mean, you have it for a reason. So make it work. Now, a book coach will also help you give a fresh perspective. So if you're writing and it's all in your head, and you see the character perfectly, you see the scene perfectly, you see the atmosphere, you see all the movements and everything else, that doesn't necessarily mean it goes out onto the page. So by being able to have that open line of communication with your book coach, what you're going to see is that they can help you, or I can help you as a book coach, take those thoughts that are crammed into your head and bring them out onto the page so everyone else gets to enjoy what you're thinking as well. So you got to balance, and that also involves balancing the details with the big picture. So a detail is something like this: if on one chapter the character gets off the plane in Dallas, and then the next chapter you reference Houston, detail issue. And then looking at the big overall picture, looks at everything we've all learned about conflict and tension and character arcs and antagonists and plot lines and all that fun stuff, and to make sure there's no loopholes in any of that, which is really important to make sure that the reader is engaged and can follow the construct of what your message. So a book coach can help you at any stage. So the blank page, it can really bring shivers down your veins and just freaks you out. So what happens is I have a few techniques that will get your mental juices flowing, get your fingers typing, so you can really start looking at, what's your character desire? Do you have a good plot? What's the point of your book? Why do I care? Why would a reader care? And then developing maybe an outline so you can kind of follow that whole thing. There's another process called write as you go. So maybe you do have a good foundation or a good skeleton of your book, and you want to start writing forward, but you revise as you go. Well, that's where you would send it in to Book Coach, myself, and you would receive, let's say it's 20 pages, and you get feedback on 20 pages, and then you can work, and then we'll talk about, what do you need to revise and how you want to move forward. Now, there's also revisions. So let's say that you think that your manuscript's really good, but you don't know if it's ready to go out into the market, that you can pitch it to agents and publishers. So you would contact a book coach to do a full manuscript review. And that would be just a really overall um, encompassing of what we talk about, like the loopholes and the big picture, but it also will look at you'll get inline comments throughout the whole text. You'll get like 6 to 10 pages of a comprehensive analysis, and then how to move forward. The other thing is let's say now, okay, you've gone through all of that. Now you want to pitch to some agents. Well, we know it sucks to write the query and the synopsis because you just wrote like 90,000 pages and words, and then all of a sudden you have to squish that all into like 3 paragraphs. Well, there's some statistic. It's something like there's 100 unsolicited submissions that go to a particular agent or publishing house. Well, you got to shine, and you might have a beautiful written book, but you need to be seen, with those first couple pages. So that would include making sure that your query is well and well written, so it captures attention. You got to get the synopsis together so they get an overview in just a few pages, like we talked about. And then on top of that, will help you make sure that your first 10 pages are good, because publishers usually don't ask for more than that. And then to make sure that you get an agent that suits and is tailored to your book. So I'm going to give you no less than 15 different agents and or publishers to submit to. Now, I love speculative fiction. It's what I coach. It's what I read. It's what I write. I love speculative fiction. And that falls under kind of an umbrella of fantasy, horror, dystopian, apocalyptic, magical realism, alternate history, fairy tales. I love this stuff. It's so fun, because my passion is working with writers who appreciate the intricacies of characters and storytelling. There's something magical about witnessing character come to life on the page and seeing how they resonate with readers. So I have a pretty extensive background in understanding children's literature. So that would be young adult and middle grade, um, not particular picture books. So it's a very short story. And all that really falls into just a really fun read for me. And hopefully, if you love that read, that writing, come talk to me. It'll be a lot of fun. So if you have any questions, you need to talk about anything, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for listening. Peace.